There we go. It looks like we're showing up on YouTube now.
Ooh.
All right, so we do need our super fan, if possible, to let us know that they can hear us. Otherwise, we may just start last week all over again, which we really don't want to do. We're really hoping that this works because we did save our settings last week. So let me see. The other way we can do this is I can actually. So I will say there is one really kind of cool thing. Is that usually I get an email from YouTube that says, hey, you guys are live on your channel. First of all, folks, if you can hear us, this is Kimberly Adams-Mann of the Adams-Mann team here at Shore West Realtors and TIMThomes.com. And you are?
I'm Russell Mann of Shore West Realtors and TIMThomes.com.
And welcome to our live broadcast for the first time in many, many weeks. We can actually be seen, heard, and well, I don't know if that's a good thing all the time, but it certainly does feel nice to be heard and to be seen. Hey, Russell, I think I'm going to adjust this camera pan just a little bit because it looks like we're cutting you out, and we certainly do not mean to be doing that. So let's see if we can move this. Nope, not that way. Let's see if we can move this. I don't know. I'm not entirely. It might be Pan X. Let's see. There we go. Pan X.
See,
well
I am
done.
learning.
You are learning and you are very clever. So let's see if that already moved it over. Yeah, it does. It did kind of center it a little bit. Oh, great. Now people can see our rug that is draped over the end of our sofa and our basket behind us. That's all right. We are real estate for real people, so you might as well see the real people that we are. And actually, I love that basket. We got that basket at Aldi.
Yeah.
Not recently in the realm of the world, but not recently as in the last couple of weeks. But we absolutely love that basket. It's actually kind of it's made out of vinyl-y stuff.
We got it BC, so it's before COVID.
Before COVID. I feel like these have been in my bag. I feel like I got a hairy mic here. And we did not put up any extra lights tonight because we just wanted to make sure that our voice and our sound and our video worked well. We're going to add one thing at a time. We got sound and video working pretty well, and it did exactly what we wanted it to do and exactly what we told it to do. So for those of you that may not have been following along, trust me, this is a big win. So here we are tonight, and there I am saying so almost as much as you.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's crazy. Crazy.
Russ learned something about himself.
I realized while I was editing, so...
Okay, wait, back up the story a little bit.
Okay, so we was out
so we were out? We were out this week doing our virtual open houses and taping them all. And the cool thing this week is that our entire team, we did split up into two groups, but it was Russ and me in one group because we haven't done that combination since we've got our team. And we had Keela and Will go out in another group, and we split up, that way. But because Will does his in Spanish and Keela does the English, like whenever Will does one, it's always he does his in Spanish so that we make sure we hit that Spanish market. And when Keela does hers, it's always going to be in English. So with the two of them, there were actually two separate videos, even though they only did one house. And then with us, we did two different houses.
Mm-hmm.
And so we said, hey, let's split up the work of editing. I'll edit one and you edit the other one.
Yes.
Tag, you're it.
And that's when I realized how many times I say so. So
how many
here's
times?
The bedroom. So here's the living room. So let's walk into the bathroom. Yeah.
Well, it's better than a bathroom area, a dining area, a kitchen area.
So so there I go again.
Keela has a tendency to say area, or she only did that in the first video. I will say the one thing I'm loving about Keela and Will is how quickly they learn. This is like amazing. They're both so good at what they do, and they learn very quickly. Because as soon as she realized that she was saying kitchen area, she stopped doing that. She just didn't even realize. I think she said she thought she picked it up from HGTV because she said she watches a lot of them where they clear out the whole place, where they gut the whole place, and then they talk about, well, this will be the kitchen area, and this will be like when they're looking at the schematics. But when there's actually a kitchen there, it's actually just a kitchen, not a kitchen area.
Yeah.
So she figured out where she got it from, and she quickly changed that. So Russ, when you were editing, how many so's did you take out?
I took out loads, and there's still some more left in there.
If you want to see that, go ahead and look at our event on Facebook today. We had our open house Facebook event. There are all 4, and actually there's 5 videos, 1 in Spanish, 4 in English. And we have, in fact, one of them was from a previous week, but I reworked it a little bit, cut out a little bit, cleaned it up. Still not a great video, but we reused it because that property on 3713 South Lane actually had a price drop, and it's down to now $530,000, and it originally started at like $554 or something like that. So it's down now to $530,000, which makes it a really great price for that house, and it's an amazing house. So you should go into our event if you haven't on Facebook from today and look at our virtual open houses. You can also look at the ones from last week and the week before if you go into the other events from those weeks, and you'll be able to see all of that there. Also, of course, you want to click follow or something on Facebook, whatever. I think you click follow or like interested, I think it is, or going. I think are the 2 options for the event. And going or interested just means that you get a notification on the day when it drops.
Yeah.
So there's our segue. Apparently what we need are better segue words, essentially.
Yeah, so are there words that you use all the time that you don't realize?
Tape yourself once
Yeah.
talking, and you might find what word you overuse. And I thought "so" was just my word, but apparently Russ used it even more than I did.
I really recognize that. You know, I kept saying it. And it's-
However, I think the best thing for me on this, though, is the fact that there are now 4 of us editing videos, because Keela and Will both did a phenomenal job. They were both got their videos done, got them uploaded on time. One of them was just in the nick of time. We won't say whose. Ours were all done, and actually ours are looking pretty good. Yours looked really great. You did a great job on yours,
Good,
honey.
Thank you.
He has never
I
actually
really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed that aspect of it. You know.
awesome. I can give you more to do.
Yeah, sure. I love it.
Good. So he's learned this week. So because he's never used the software program before, it was awesome because he learned so much on it, and he was able to edit. He learned how to do transitions between clips, so he would cut things out, put things in. What I haven't taught him is the more advanced stuff. He did also do, I did show him how to do titles as well. And I will show you something later on titles because I actually saved it to our template.
Good.
I saved that template title in because I'm loving that purple color.
Yeah.
We might have to keep that purple color. We're thinking about changing our logo colors, folks. Shocking.
So what colour do you think would be a good colour? Maybe mention in the comments below.
Yeah, if you have a suggestion for the colors that you think we should have
Yeah.
instead of... We are definitely not going to have the red, black, and white. The black might stay, the white background might stay, but we're going to change that red. We haven't decided yet whether we want to go with green, blue, purple. It will not be orange. It will not be yellow. Do you know why?
Why?
I hate those colors.
Ah.
I really, really hate orange and yellow. Remember that. Except I do like daffodils.
Yeah.
But I like daffodils, but I don't necessarily like orange. And I don't think yellow is necessarily a great color for a logo.
No, and we've got some nice colourful, talking about colours, we've got some nice colourful crocuses outside.
We
That
do. It's
popped
that
up
time of
this
year.
week. Yeah,
It's
they've
that time
started
of year.
coming through.
Crocuses and daffodils, they're coming
Yeah.
out. So hopefully you guys are seeing those in your yards as well. If you're here in Wisconsin or Illinois and you're watching us, so that would be awesome. If you can
Yeah.
see them, take some pictures, send them to the Adams Band team, and maybe we'll feature them on next week.
Yeah,
Now
I'd
that
love
we've
to
got-
see 'em.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to check this. Now that we are 7 minutes in, because Facebook wasn't, because I didn't understand that I had to schedule the Facebook one ahead of time, well, it's not showing that we're live on the Adams Man team. We're supposed to be live on the Adams Man team. It's not showing the live video, though. I wonder if I'm on the wrong place. We are trying to go live on both both Facebook and it's not working there.
What's the upcoming appointments?
No, it's supposed to show here under videos or something. It usually shows up down
Events.
here as live. So we may just be live on
Check out
YouTube.
events.
No, it's not events.
No.
I know that for sure.
Okay.
But it may be that I don't have the settings quite right on Facebook. But we are supposed to be streaming to Facebook, and we do have a steady stream here on YouTube as well from the looks of it. Anyway, so crocuses and daffodils are up. It'll just be another month probably for tulips.
The daffs ain't quite out yet. We've just got the greenery for those, but the crocuses are beautiful.
It is difficult for our backyard for the yellow to come out. Like sometimes I don't get yellow at all. Sometimes I just get the green because there's just not that much sunlight back there. So sometimes we don't actually get the flower, we just get the greenery from the bulb. Because the greenery from the bulb is activated by the warmth. And I think the yellow needs more sun than warmth. I mean, it needs warmth too, but I think it needs sun.
I love a bonfire. That'll warm them up.
So warm them up. That'll burn them down. So we've got some interesting things to talk about this week. Unfortunately, I did want to show them to you guys, but I'm not able to show them. We're just going to have to talk about them. So we had a great virtual open house.
Yeah. We got more than twice as many as last week. So that was really, really cool.
It's really cool. We're doing some advertising, letting people know about that, and it makes it really great. The other thing that we want to talk about, however, before we take any comments or anything like that, well, not before. If you have comments, drop them in the chat. We're happy to talk to you. But besides that, a lot of people are asking, what's the market doing now that everybody is kind of in lockdown mode? Like, our house is still being listed. Our house is still selling. What's happening?
What's happening? People can't still buy a house, can they? Well, actually, yeah, you can. So
because agents are considered essential, as we talked about last week.
It's essential to the economy, so therefore we've been given the essential status that we can continue working, marketing. Obviously, we've changed things up a bit, the way we show properties. We're doing more virtual because we're geared up for that at the Adams Man team. Some of the others are not so geared up for it, but we are.
I'm not blaming other agents because there's no way anybody could have seen this coming.
No.
We did not gear up. The reason that we're geared up is because I love technology. I love having these microphones. I love having this stuff. So this is just kind of my love of technology. And I'm double checking to make sure we're not like losing something. Oh, sound is back. Okay. Don't know why it went out.
No.
Apparently, once I said the word logo, the sound went out completely.
That was when you was checking Facebook.
Oh.
So
that's
Facebook
apparently not. I better not check Facebook. No. Yeah, I did kind of flip over to Facebook for a second to check it, and I did do a refresh, so maybe that is why the sound went out for a couple seconds. So thank you very much, Superfan, for letting us know that. And anyway, so as we were talking about, what is the market doing? Well, here in Kenosha and Racine, so I have part of our MLS, one of the great things about our MLS is that we have this thing called the hot sheet. And you can set it for any time that you want. And a lot of people are saying, oh, look, we closed all this in March. That means the market's just fine. Don't worry. It's not changed. Reality is, it is a changed market. So anybody that is denying that it's a changed market is not really disseminating the truth. And we want to make sure that's really clear. We are not going to say that it's not a changed market. The market has changed a lot. The last 2 years, prices were going up, 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 up.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing that people aren't talking about. It's not still going up like it has been for the past 2 years. But instead, it has
leveled off. It's not dropping. So prices are not going down. They're staying level at the moment. It's
so if
like
you're a seller,
we're watching what the market's going to do.
So if you're a seller, your house is still going to sell. In fact, this last week we were in quarantine status this whole last week, and one of my listings actually got an accepted offer late Friday night. So that tells me that we are still, and all weekend long, all I've been doing is denying requests for new showings.
Yeah, so lots of people were still wanting to see properties. We was out when we was doing our open house. We run into another agent who had just finished showing that property. So
stop waving your mic around.
Yeah, but I didn't want to eat it.
That's okay. You can eat it. It's fine. Eating your mic is better than waving it around.
So
yeah. So now we're adding
Yeah, because you put me off me
so we. definitely there are people out that are looking at houses. So if you are looking to sell your house, this is still a great time to sell because prices have not gone down. Now, if this lasts for another 6 to 9 months, you don't know. The market could change dramatically in that time.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that if you are looking to list your home because you need to move up or you need to move out of the area, you definitely want to get your house listed because buyers are still buying. People are still working.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people who can't buy, so there aren't as many buyers, but there were so many buyers before. We were getting so many multiple offers that there's still plenty of buyers out there for the homes. So don't worry about that. And in fact, just to kind of give you an idea, that this week there were 100 in the last week. So the whole week we've been in the COVID lockdown, and this whole week that's the way it's been. And in Kenosha and Racine, there were 136 new homes that came to the market.
Yeah.
Now that's just Kenosha and Racine. That's not all of Wisconsin. That's just our 2 counties. That's a lot. When you consider that's like, you know, not even, obviously a week is 7 days. That's over 20 properties, well, just about 20 properties per day coming to the market. And obviously it's all different price points.
Yeah. All different price points, different styles of houses. So they're still moving, they're still going. And out of that there's 136 new listings came on, and 106 sold. Actually
Closed this week. Closed. That means they closed and were put into the system as sold. So it doesn't even mean they were just sold. It means they were put into the system in the last week.
Yeah.
Some of those may have closed on the Friday before. But this is the end of the month, and we do usually see a higher uptake because Monday was still month end and Tuesday? I'm getting really confused. Yeah, Tuesday was the 30th. So Tuesday was still month end. So the last day of the month is a very big closing day, but 106 properties sold in the last week.
Yeah.
There were about 85 properties that expired, but that's, again, pretty normal for end of month.
But then there's also 83 properties that got accepted offers.
And mine is not even included in that 83 because Shore West has admin put them in the system, and mine got accepted late Friday night. So actually, it will not get put in.
Our admin's not working of a weekend at the
right.
moment.
At the moment with the COVID-19, our admins do not work on weekends. Our office is closed. They are only working Monday to Friday, limited hours, and they're even allowed to do like every other day if they want. But as a result, my offer hasn't even been put in yet. It'll be put in tomorrow. And any Shore West agent, that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
So everything that Shore West sold over this weekend is going to drop in tomorrow. So that's going to be quite a few, I think. Tomorrow that number may even be higher. There are 51 properties that had a price change this week, which tells me there are 51 people out there who are super motivated about getting their house sold, because the reason people drop their price is because they realize it's too high and they still want to sell.
Yep.
And there are 18 houses that came back on the market available that weren't available before. That's a pretty low number. That's pretty normal. There were 16 houses that were withdrawn from the market. Again, though, that's not unusual. 1 to 2 houses a day.
Yeah, that's not unusual at all. I feel like Tom Jones.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit higher than normal. Maybe it's normally around 7 to 10, and it's 16. But there might be some people who didn't need to move, who took their house off the market just because they might as well wait.
Yeah, some people will be waiting. Some people may. Sometimes you'll get an investor that's got a rental property that they've decided to sell. It's not selling, so then they put a renter in there and they take it off the market. Yeah, that's one of mine
actually. Yeah. One of mine actually decided to take his house off the market. He's in the expired list right now because he said, you know what, I want this price and I want only this price. And he wasn't able to get that price, and he's just going to put a renter in for another year, pay down his mortgage, really chuck down that mortgage. That was his goal, he said.
And he's getting good money on the rental
anyway. He's getting very good
well.
money. Yes,
so
he's getting very good money. And I will tell you, folks, if you are interested, even though he's not on the market, it is very definite. If you are interested in buying income property under 125, reach out to me, because this thing's going to be fully rented probably within the next week or two, and it's going to be pulling in close to $2,000 in rent.
Yeah.
So that's really good for rent. So if I was into buying rental properties, it would be one I would buy right now, because I know that house inside and out, and I know it's great. So, and I also think that he is going to be doing some other things on the house as well from our chat the other day. we'll see what happens, folks.
Cool.
What I do know is that there were 136 new listings. There are 83 offer houses that went under contract. That is a really healthy market. 51 price changes means 51 people out there still want to sell their house and are motivated. So guess what, folks? That means that as buyers, this is a great time, because here's what's great for buyers. What's great for buyers, Russ? You're the ABR. You explain it.
Well, what's really good for buyers is less people are actually looking at properties at the moment. Less people are going out, so it's only the serious ones that you've got to contend with.
It's kind of like a winter market in a way.
Yeah.
But without the winter weather. That's awesome.
Which is awesome, yeah. So, and the way we're doing it at the Adams Man team is we are, if you don't want to go out and walk around a house, we'll actually do it for you. We'll video it. We'll have you online as we're videoing it, so you can see what we can see. So if you need us to go back and look at a certain area, we can do that. If you want a close-up of a certain area, we can do that.
Just as if you were there in person.
Yeah. So, and then if you want to come and see it before, you know, if you decide this is the house you want to write an offer on, and you feel that you don't want to do that without actually seeing it in person, we can do that too.
And I will say that Russ and I both have really good iPads, and Keela and Will both have really good iPhones. So they get really great image quality when they're doing these virtual showings. So it works really well for our team. Like I said, our team's all geared up for technology, so this is not a problem for us. In fact, for Russ and me, we're going to be getting some new phones here in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
Mostly because ours are really old. So speaking of that, do you guys have any suggestions for us? Any new things? Any phones you think we're looking at the Samsung Galaxy S10, right?
Yeah, the S10 Plus.
The S10 Plus is what we're looking at. So if you have a Galaxy S10 Plus and you want to tell us about it, we'd love to hear about that.
Or if there's another one that you think is more superior to that.
But not an iPhone, because we've decided not to go iPhone.
Yeah.
Russ
Or a Google Pixel.
Oh, definitely not a Google Pixel. That's what I have right now, and I hate it. It's not so much that I think it's a bad phone. It's actually a really good phone if you stay within the United States all the time. It's actually an excellent phone. But since we do a lot of traveling outside the United States, it is just not practical.
Yeah.
It doesn't...
Especially if we like us, we love cruising. And so if we're on a cruise, this is when it really showed up that you can't get access to the cloud.
Well,
and
it's not just cruising.
Card.
It's not just cruising. It's also when we go back to England, because the networks are different and things like that. So it's a really difficult phone when you travel internationally on a regular basis.
If you want to take video or pictures, it will only save it to the cloud and
the Google Cloud.
Yeah.
And you kind of got to be part of the Google Nation, which we are, but not as much as Google would like us to be, I think. Anyway, Google doesn't like to share that stuff. But anyway, we do love Google in general because we are very Google people, but the Google Pixel is just not a good fit for us for business. For the stuff we use it for, it's just not a good fit for us. However, we are looking at the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. So if you have any thoughts on that, let us know. We need something with a really good camera, and we need something with a
good battery life.
With good battery life. Those are kind of our two. And then, of course, we are on Verizon, so the signal is taken care of by Verizon. That part is not an issue for us.
Yeah.
We just have to figure out if we want to actually upgrade to those and how much they'd cost us. That we got to talk to Verizon about. Anyway, folks, we really don't have a whole lot more. Come see our virtual open house next week. We'll have more videos up next week as well. The longer this goes on, I think actually the more of the agents in our office that are getting on board with it, because the ones we had this week were different people. And we know for sure we have one coming up next week. And because we were supposed to do it for this week and it wasn't quite cleared out yet. So we will be taping that one. That one we're going to have for sure.
Yep.
And then Russ is going to reach out to other people this week and say, hey, ho, what else do we have? If you're a seller, though, I would ask you to reach out to us. We will do your whole listing appointment virtually. The only thing we will have to step into your home to do is the photos and the staging on the one day. Otherwise, I can do everything about the listing process virtually. We can make sure that people are staggered for your showings, which means that you do not have people overlapping showings. We have a half an hour. I have all showings go through me so that I make sure we don't have any overlap on any of those showings.
Yeah. And likewise, if you want to see any properties, whether you want to attend or whether you don't, we can deal with that. We can show you the houses, and we'll schedule a time when we can, you know, both get online and discuss the property at that time. And if you've got any questions about buying a home in this time
Or selling a home.
or selling a home, give us a call.
262-676-2383.
Or get online to tamthomes.com.
Right. So we actually do not have as much. What I think is really amazing is that we have finished our broadcast in a decent amount of time tonight. It is only 26 minutes past. Russ, I think that's a record for us because, A, we started on time. Our video and our audio worked most of the time. It only blipped out for a second. And we've finished everything
Should
we
we
need
do
to
our
say.
Wayne's World bit then?
No, because I don't know what our Wayne's World bit is. Party on. I don't know. I don't know the Wayne's World bit. That's crazy because he's the Brit. He doesn't really know Wayne's World other than the movie.
Wayne's World.
Oh. And the funny thing is, Dana Carvey is one of my favorite comedians from back in the day. So, anyway,
we
folks,
need to see Wayne's World. Then we need to. Put
I've
that
already
on.
seen Wayne's World.
But you can't remember it.
I remember it. I just don't memorize how to do crazy stuff. That's why. I'm too busy trying to keep my mind full of the important things. I don't have enough space up here for all of it. And that's why Russ, he just remembers the crazy stuff, and I keep all the important stuff, and that's what makes us a great team.
Yeah.
Well, really glad that you joined us this evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully you have yourself a great week. Hopefully we've at least made you laugh, smile, giggle, or something positive. And we will see you again next week. Next week we are still working on getting Facebook and YouTube at the same time. We'll just have to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Bye for now.